Okay, so before you flame me, let's just talk about it. Let's just get it out there. Let's discuss if whether or not Marvel Rivals might need to be adding role queue into their game at some point. At some point, maybe not right now, maybe not in the immediate, but we have to look back at what Overwatch had where it needed to implement role queue, because there were issues. I remember it vividly where you would queue for a game and people would be flaming one another on what role they wanted to play, and if they didn't get their way, then they would just play it anyway, and you would have 3-4 tanks, 3-4 DPS, 3-4 supports, and it was almost a guaranteed loss. And where is the fun and enjoyment in a game where you've got teammates that are willing to just throw it all down the drain, especially if you want to rank up, you want to grind, you want to get better. Now, that is unfortunately the nature of solo queue, because more often than not, I don't know, it would be interesting to get some numbers, get some feedback from the developers. How many queued matches are, like, where are the stats? How many are solo queued experiences compared to 2-man comps, 3-man, 4-man, full 6-man teams? Like, I'm actually curious what the numbers are with that. For instance, so to recap the past video that I did talking about, me playing the game a little bit more, me playing the game a little bit more, me getting into ranked and all that, just really trying to get a feel for the game as much as I can, because out the gate, I wasn't a huge fan, but now I'm my opinion about the game did not improve that much, but it did improve, I would say, slightly, ever so slightly. So right now we're sitting at about, I think we're at about 40 hours. Yeah, we're about 40 hours in Marvel Rivals, and we hit Plat 2 in the ranked. So, I've got a good, firm understanding of the game, and I'm running into the issue now with team compositions and people I'm being queued with, because mostly I solo queue. I don't queue with teammates for the most part. And, we're running into the issue where some people queue for a role that they weren't sure on and they want to swap off to something else, and it just completely derails the conversation, disrupts the entire flow of the match, and it's more often than not would lead to an L. So what is to do? What is to happen? Do we enact role queue, which is what Overwatch did to combat that very issue, to combat GOAT's meta, to enhance the team, the quality of the matches, to lead to a more overall better ranked ladder experience, which is what role queue did. Now, it does have the unfortunate consequence of once you're queued in with that role, that's it. You're locked in. You can swap to the different characters, but you cannot swap to the roles. But at the same time, if you felt like playing a different role, then you should swap to the other role. There's something good inherently with role queue, because I know I'm at least being matched with people that want to do that specific role. And the unfortunate thing with Rivals is that you might have someone who climbed a couple ranks playing tank or support, and they're feeling it. My shots in that last round, awesome. I'm going to go DPS. And then they find out, oh no, I'm getting rolled by whoever on the enemy team. I need to swap off to something a little bit more secure. And it's just like, hey, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm playing this role. This is what I queued for. This is what I wanted to do. I grinded up pretty decently as support right now, and it's like, I don't want to swap off to go DPS. If I have to, I will. But I'm hoping that whoever queued is feeling that they're going to go more DPS. And that is going to be the issue every time you queue for a match, is that you could be matched with, like, everyone wants to do support. Like, everyone insta-locked one support or another, and it's just like, oh, this is a full support team. No one really has too much hours into tank. No one has too many hours into DPS. So you're just like, oh, so we're not going to be dealing any damage on this team. So that's going to be an immediate L. You might as well just press F5, forfeit, and move on to the next one. And it's like, that was probably the better thing, at least for a solo queue player like myself, where role queue is almost a guarantee every single match. I'm being pitted with people that are here for the rank that we're queuing in, doing their role and doing it as well as you could imagine, and not having the unfortunate, people just don't know what they're doing. They're just queuing for the rank and just hoping for the best. So I've run into that issue in Marvel Rivals a bunch of times so far, and, you know, it's a little demoralizing. So I've had plenty of games where I'm just like, okay, I'm good. And then I quit for a few hours, get back in to see if, you know, I can get some good quality games, and it's just been kind of off and on for that. So, yeah, I'm just curious whether or not... whether I think the internet has been saying the devs have not said anything for it or have outright said they're not going to implement it, which is all well and fine. It all depends on where they think the game is projecting in terms of competition, tournaments, and what they want to implement for any sort of tournament system, or not the tournament system, but any sort of like a esports league or whatever, if they want to go down that route, like hardcore, not necessarily Overwatch League, but maybe Overwatch League, something to that extent. Are they going to enforce a 2-2-2 system, or are the teams going to do that themselves? Because that is the more, I guess, balanced approach. But, you know, what the characters can do, the synergies, and all of that, it's not necessarily the same as Overwatch, but, you know, it plays pretty similar. So we're just gonna have to find out. And then, are they gonna keep that? Are they gonna do something with them when you're playing at that level versus quick play and ranked system? Are they just gonna keep it open queue, free for all sort of deal? We'll find out. It's just, yeah, the toxicity is there. And I can only imagine it's going to get worse over the course of time, especially once the new seasons of Ranked come out. Balance changes, new characters added into this game. That was also another big issue. When Overwatch brought in a new DPS or a new tank or new supports, the insta-locking was going to happen. It was going to happen pretty often. And we're going to have to wait for that to happen with the new update coming out on the 10th on Friday, I believe, with the Fantastic Four. So, yeah, we're going to have to buckle down for that, because there's probably going to be a decent amount of flaming, and I don't know what they're going to do to combat that, or just let it, you know, flame up. We're going to find out. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think as whether or not they need to add Roll Queue to Marvel Rivals. Maybe not yet, maybe in the future, maybe they can do something else, but something kind of like it, but not the same thing as they did in Overwatch with the 2-2-2 with, I don't know. Something or nothing at all. Leave it exactly the way it is, or put something in. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, I was just curious about it, and I wanted to look at it, see if anyone else had any opinions about it. Marvel Rivals should not have roll queue. This was 23 days ago out on Reddit, and it's filled with people that are bouncing back and forth because it's the same exact issue. I think we should at least have the option. I get what they're going for, but I consistently play matches where I have to be a healer because the other 5 literally insta-lock DPS characters. Yeah, so it's like that is going to happen. That is going to happen more often than not, and it all depends on whether or not the devs want to do anything about it. The same way Blizzard did it for Overwatch, or have a completely different system available that's going to combat it. I don't know. We're about to find out. So let me know what you guys think. Just want to put up a quick video about that, because I think a decision is going to have to be made at some point. So with that, dudes, I'm out of here. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed, please be sure to give it a like. And, of course, leave your opinion down below in the comments. I will see you guys when I see you guys. Until then, I'll see you guys later.